So what I plan on doing with this channel is primarily focusing on a lot of, I'd say, Eastern entertainment and particularly anime, given the current state of, where Hollywood is with television and movies and just how bad they are. I decided I really want to focus on something positive. I didn't really grow up I did not grow up as a big anime fan. I had a few things like Voltron. I grew up with Voltron, Defender of the Universe, G-Force, and eventually later I got into like Pokemon and stuff like that. But I never really was really into anime as like other people are. So in more recent years, I've been watching more, and recently I finally watched Ghost in the Shell, the 1999 anime by Masume Shiro. Thinking I'm saying that right. I've never seen this, even though it's influenced one of my favorite movies of all time, The Matrix. And I can definitely see the influence that this anime had on it. So for years, I have heard a lot of my fellow friends and nerd fans talk about this movie and how great it was. So for years, I've kind of put it on the back burner to get around to watching it. And now, of course, with like streaming services, I have better access to seeing this stuff. So the movie follows a cyborg cop called Kasunge Matoko. I think I'm saying that right. And her fellow cyber cop, Bato. I think I'm saying that right too. I'm not used to saying all these Japanese names. So, and they're on the lookout for the infamous hacker, the Puppet Master. Now, I've heard a lot of good things about this anime, and after watching it, I thought it was, in my opinion, okay. It wasn't as good as, in recent years I watched Akira, and Akira is a phenomenal movie. The animation is incredible, and the animation in this is pretty good too, but what's a little disappointing, and the same with a lot of animes, is it went back to the old way of animating for animes where they animate first and then they record the voice actors, as opposed to Western animation where they record the voice actors and base the animation, like their mouth movements, on the animator's performance. And Akira was the first movie to do that. I felt the story was a little thin for me, and I'll probably get criticism for that. And I don't know, a lot of these animes have a lot of Eastern philosophy that I don't know a whole lot about or quite understand. And I guess the other thing is the only version that had available to me on streaming was the dubbed version, and I don't know which version people prefer, whether it's the dubbed or the subtitle version. And at this point, I feel like typically with animes, I favor actually the American dubs, just because I don't know, I feel like a lot of the Japanese voice actors, they all kind of sound the same. And in this one, the voice actors were kind of, I don't know, and maybe it's just the way that, the original voices were recorded. They were kind of just flat and bland, like they were just reading from a script, and not a whole lot of like expression in the characters, versus something like Akira, where there was actually a lot of expression given by the voice actors, or even something newer like Demon Slayer, which I've been really into, which is a really great one. And the voice actors put a lot of effort into giving them characters their own unique voices and put a lot of expression in it. Another point I'd like to make is that a lot of people talk about how influential this was, how influential it was on The Matrix, and but watching this, I can see a lot of the actual Western influence on this anime. Of course, like with Akira and a lot of the late 80s, early 90s anime, they were highly influenced by Ridley Scott's Blade Runner from 1982. And there's a couple influences I could see in there, like concepts taken from them, like of course Blade Runner, and also Total Recall. Both are based on the books by Philip K. Dick. And there's a bit of, I feel like a bit of RoboCop in there too, and you can see like the influence of like the design of the city, the grittiness of that, dirty lived in, science fiction, like the concept of cyborgs living amongst us, like the replicants in Blade Runner, and the concept of the puppet master erasing people is what they call a ghost in the anime, erasing their memory and filling it with new memories like they did in Total Recall, the like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Then also making them police officers like RoboCop. So overall, I would give this like a 7 out of 10. I usually go by kind of like IMDb ratings rather than like, Rotten Tomatoes. I just always felt like IMDb is a better gauge for, what's a good show. So 7.0, good movie. I enjoyed a lot of the aesthetics. The visuals are really cool. I thought the story was a little thin. It feels a little rushed. It's a short movie. It's only about an hour and a half, maybe. Yeah. So I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts. Maybe you guys give me some more recommendations for other animes that I should look into and watch. And hit the like button, subscribe if you like what you hear, and see you next time. I hope to do more of these. So see you next time.